Hello friends, it's Sally dropping in to share with you some new creative inspiration that I created for the Scrapbook Nerd online shop. I also created this layout for the garden party online crop that is happening this weekend starting today. This layout is hybrid, of course, and it is also a pocket page layout. There are two pockets in the pocket page that the cards that I'm creating are going to go in. They're both 6 by 4 inches. And I'm working on the first mat that's going to be going into a pocket right now. I'm creating a scene, an outdoor scene on this card. So the blue topmost mat is functioning as sky. I have a fence that I just added to the base. And on top of that is going to be flowers, clouds, grass, a vintage truck. I have all kinds of things going onto this mat. I absolutely love the way that it turned out. I can't wait to share it with you and for you to see the final product. I used my liquid glue a lot in this layout because it's easier when you're adding smaller images to your layout rather than using ATG. That's just personal preference. I like using my liquid glue because it's easier and quicker sometimes. So I have all of my clouds added to the layout base. I am going to trim off the excess where it's hanging off the edge. And next I'm adding a few other things to layer over top of my fence. So I've got the flowers. They were drawn with my Cricut and then I colored them in with alcohol markers. I have grass that I die cut with my Cricut as well. And then the vintage farm truck was also created with my Cricut. It was drawn, cut, and then I colored it in as well. That was all done before I started recording this video. By the way, the collection that I am playing with today is primarily Simple Stories, My Story. The mats that I'm working on right now are all cardstock, but when I add the final base layer to it, there will be some pattern paper from the 6 by 8 paper pad from My Story, and then a tiny little strip of a really bold pattern, floral pattern paper, also from the 6 by 8 pad. That's coming up in just a moment. Here I am adding some washi tape to the top of this journal card as well. Here I used my ATG and then I'm popping the washi tape over top of it. I'm hoping that the ATG will help adhere it better and it'll stay there longer than without the adhesive. I feel like the washi tape is kind of losing its stick, and so I was just helping it out a little bit. I pulled out a Simple Stories sticker book that I have in my stash, and I added that little circle floral image, and then I turned to another Simple Stories 12 by 12 sticker sheet that I had in my stash to attach this little phrase that says, "A wonderful day." This layout has all the things Simple Stories on it, both current and older as well. The reason I used new and old and actually blue as well is because the layout that I'm creating is about my wedding. And you know the old adage, for when you get married, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I was kind of running with that whole idea for this layout. So there's some little insider information there for you. I've jumped ahead now and I'm creating the second journal card that's going into the other pocket in my pocket page. Here is where I show you the process of putting together the layout base and then plopping everything else on top of it. So there is one of the pattern papers from the 6 by 8 paper pad, and here's that bold floral that I mentioned I would add as well. It's going to end up being a tiny little border at the very top of this journal card, and in the journal card above it, that border is going to be at the bottom of the card. So they're basically just mirrored, the flip image of each other. This card has my journaling attached to it, written on it. So I created that blue mat and then the mats that it's layered to that are the same shape. all in Cricut Design Space, and used a really nice scripty font to write my journaling. I thought it would work well for a layout about my wedding because, you know, it's a more formal event and a little fancier than just general printing per se. I have a brad that I'm attaching over top of this little leaf icon, which actually comes from another close to my heart collection. I want to say it's Wildflower. The little phrase that I'm adding on top of it is actually Vicki Boutin from an older Vicki Boutin collection. And then I have some of the floral die cuts from my story as well that I am attaching to, or have attached to, the bottom part of the top journal card. I've flip-flopped again, moving back to the first card that I put together. I'm just adding some sparkle to my die cut flowers, and then the die cut flowers that came in the die cut pack. Okay, so one last little note before I end my process video today. You'll notice that there's a little white flower that's layered over top of a sticker flower from a 12 by 12 sticker sheet. That flower was originally supposed to go where the sticker is, but I couldn't find it after the cats had been passing through back and forth. I did eventually find it after I was done recording this video in a spot on my desk that blended in. And so when I found it, I just added it on top of that sticker. So everything that I cut still ended up on the layout, just not in the order or way that I had originally wanted, but it still works and I absolutely love it. Thank you for joining me, friends. I hope you enjoyed my video and I hope you're inspired to play along with us this weekend, and I'll be back again soon. Bye guys.